Imagine this. One of the most storied football clubs on the planet, Manchester United, perched on the edge of a dizzying financial cliff, making moves worth tens of millions while the world watches, wallets out, and rivals circle. It's a summer of swagger, tension, and gigantic risks. But what if the real battle isn't on the pitch? What if the next season, and United's future for years to come, will be decided not by goals, but by a tangled web of money, regulations, and high-stakes decisions? This is the billion-pound gamble no fan can ignore. Because as the transfer window heats up and new faces arrive at Old Trafford, the real question is, will these moves rescue United from a decade of frustration or plunge the club deeper into a crisis? Let's rewind. Manchester United is more than just a club. It's a global powerhouse, a brand recognized from Shanghai to Chicago. Yet under the surface, it's been a story of unrealized potential, relentless pressure, and, crucially, financial tightrope walking. For years, the Red Devils ruled English and European football. The era of Sir Alex Ferguson brought trophy after trophy, filling the cabinet and the coffers. But since 2013, United has watched rivals rise and its own star dim, despite spending over £1.4 billion on players since Ferguson's retirement. The trophies? Scarcer than ever imagined. What's gone wrong? The answer, as always, is complicated. But at its heart lies a tangled mix of footballing philosophy, leadership shakeups, and increasing financial scrutiny. Now, under new part owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe, with a fresh vision and a burning desire to restore United's pride, Old Trafford is bracing for change. But there's a catch, actually several. To understand the stakes, let's look at how Manchester United operates today. The cost of glory is enormous. United's annual wage bill is a staggering £220 million, one of the highest in the Premier League. This isn't just luxury spending, it's a heavy anchor, dragging against the club's flexibility to invest. Every superstar signing increases the pressure. The ghosts of expensive flops, think Alexis Sanchez or Donny van de Beek, still haunt the spreadsheets. Debt is another specter looming large. As of December 2024, the club's net debt stands at £437.3 million. That's not a typo. Nearly £500 million. For comparison, rival clubs like Manchester City or Liverpool are run with far leaner balance sheets. This debt limits what United can do with its cash flow and makes every major purchase a high-wire act. And then there's financial fair play, the three words that have reshaped club football in Europe. FFP rules mean United can't just outspend the competition to fix its problems. Spending is tied to revenue, and every big move must be justified by income. Even with a 15% bump in commercial revenue last year, thanks to sponsorships, shirt deals, and a global fan base, United's room to maneuver is tight. What about infrastructure? United's home, Old Trafford, is legendary but aging. A proposed stadium redevelopment could cost up to £2 billion, threatening to soak up resources needed for squad reinforcements. A shiny new theater of dreams is a temptation, but it doesn't come cheap. To complicate matters, the club's wage structure is bloated. Some players command eye-watering salaries despite limited contribution on the pitch. Think of players anchored to the bench, earning more than starters at other clubs. These contracts are tough to move, further tying the club's hands. All of this means every transfer story is now a puzzle of not just who fits on the field, but who fits in the spreadsheet. As football finance expert Kieran Maguire puts it, United's ability to spend big will be constrained by FFP unless they can significantly increase revenue or offload high earners. Let's talk about strategy. The new mantra at Old Trafford isn't just win now, it's win smart. Sir Jim Ratcliffe and CEO Omar Barada have made it clear. Ambition must be balanced with sustainability. Barada explained, "We are committed to balancing ambition on the pitch with financial sustainability off it." Smart spending has a new meaning. Instead of chasing marquee names for record fees, United are intensifying scouting in South America and across Europe, searching for the next Bruno Fernandes rather than the next big flop. They're eyeing players who fit manager Ruben Amorim's pressing, dynamic style. Names that may not be household just yet, but with the potential to explode in value. Case in point, the recent signing of Brazilian playmaker Matheus Cunha from Wolves. United activated his $62.5 million release clause, structured cleverly in installments to ease immediate financial pressure. Cunha isn't just a statement signing, he's part of a new approach. Get dynamic, hungry talents on manageable wages and lock in long-term value. But Cunha is only the start. United's transfer wish list is extensive. After Cunha, attention turns to a new striker, and the rumor mill is spinning fast. Victor Osimhen, Napoli's prolific Nigerian goal machine topped the list. With 37 goals in 41 appearances for Galatasaray last season, including a red-hot run in the Europa League, Osimhen is a tantalizing target. Yet signing Osimhen is a minefield. United have no European football next season, a bruising reality, and Napoli's demands for a permanent deal could test not only United's finances, but their appeal to top talent. As football journalist Christian Falk points out, United's pursuit of top targets like Osimhen will depend on their ability to sell players and generate funds. Competitors are circling. Chelsea just snapped up Liam Delap. Other Premier League rivals are hungry for firepower. And if a club with Champions League football enters the fray, well, United's bargaining power drops. Meanwhile, the broader strategy is to offload underperformers, trim the wage bill, and, most crucially, develop youth. Kabi Mainu, a breakout academy star, has seen his value soar to over $50 million, adding heft to United's asset base. But relying on youth alone comes with its own perils, inconsistency, and growing pains. This is where the real tension lies. Does United go all in on the transfer market, risking even more financial strain for a shot at instant success? Or do they play the long game, betting on youth development and shrewd buys to slowly claw their way back? Gary Neville, United legend turned pundit, urges caution. The club needs to be smart in the transfer market and focus on players who fit the system rather than just big names. It's a point echoed by Jamie Carragher. United need a clear strategy and a long-term vision, rather than just chasing quick fixes in the transfer market. But the pressure from fans, sponsors, and the global audience is relentless. Every day without silverware feels like an eternity. In the boardroom, debate rages. The temptation to make a statement signing, a move that would electrify fans and placate critics, is huge. Yet each decision is shadowed by the club's financial realities. The looming cost of a stadium overhaul, the burden of debt, and the inflexible wage bill are all stark reminders that old habits die hard. There are flashes of optimism. Streamlining non-football operations could save up to $20 million per year, freeing up cash for new faces. The 15% surge in commercial revenue is a lifeline, if not a game changer. And the aggressive scouting drive in South America could unearth the next generation of superstars. But this summer, everything is accelerating. With Amorim at the helm and Ratcliffe determined to steer the ship into calmer waters, United face a crossroads. The next few months could define the club for a generation. So, as the new season approaches, the questions multiply. Will United's transfer vision finally deliver the balance between ambition and sustainability, or will the old pattern of overspending and underachievement return? And more pressingly, if Osimhen or another marquee target becomes available, will United risk it all for glory, or hold their nerve and bet on the future? As the lights at Old Trafford burn late into the night, deals are being discussed, strategies debated, and destinies decided. Will this be the summer United turn their fortunes around, or the one where financial caution stifles footballing dreams? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the answer, as you'll see, will have consequences far beyond the next 90 minutes on the pitch. So, with Manchester United at this historic turning point, let's cast forward and unpack what the future might hold, both the tantalizing possibilities and the daunting risks. The stakes could hardly be higher. The choices made this summer, right now, might define the club's trajectory for the next decade. Take the first scenario. United throws financial caution to the wind, stretching their already tight budget to secure marquee talent like Victor Osimhen. On paper, this brings excitement. Osimhen's record at Galatasaray and his proven finishing could ignite Old Trafford's attack. Pairing him with new arrival Matthias Cunha and nurturing talents like Kabi Mainu could transform the squad's spine overnight. The headline would be clear: United are back, ambitious, and ready to challenge. Yet there is a heavy price. United's ability to spend big will be constrained by FFP unless they can significantly increase revenue or offload high earners, warns football finance expert Kieran Maguire. Already saddled with a $437 million debt and facing the prospect of a $2 billion stadium redevelopment, a spending spree risks running afoul of league regulations, inviting fines or even transfer bans. Any misstep could backfire spectacularly, leaving the club hamstrung for seasons to come. Recall Barcelona's recent financial turmoil, or Everton's points deduction. Even the biggest names aren't immune. And what if United does manage to sign Osimhen, but the gamble doesn't pay immediate dividends? The pressure will be immense. No Champions League football means less revenue to offset extravagant signings. If results falter, United could slip further behind the Premier League's elite, trapped in a cycle of expensive underperformance. Now consider the opposite path. United resists the temptation of headline-grabbing deals. Instead, they focus on shrewd signings, fully exploiting their scouting network in South America and Europe, where values are lower and upside is higher. This approach values patience over panic. The club invests in rising stars and nurtures the likes of Mainu, prioritizing youth and continuity. Here, the vision is long-term, organic growth and a sustainable wage structure, even if it means another year outside the Champions League. Such a strategy isn't without pain. Fans hungry for silverware may bristle at a slower rebuild. There will be grumbles if the club misses out on major names in the market. But the club's foundations will gradually strengthen, and financial stability will allow for bigger moves in the future. Gary Neville, United legend, puts it plainly. The club needs to be smart in the transfer market and focus on players who fit the system rather than just big names. A hybrid road is also possible. Perhaps United offloads enough fringe or high-earning players to fund a single high-impact signing while still rebuilding with youth and smart deals. The club's recent 15% surge in commercial revenue provides a small but vital cushion for such an approach. At the same time, streamlining non-football operations could free up $20 million a year, money that could swing a deal or underwrite a top prospect's development. The next few windows will test Sir Jim Ratcliffe's leadership and Omar Barada's business acumen to the limit. The challenge is not only financial but philosophical. Will United keep chasing lost glory through expensive short-term fixes, or will they build the kind of structure that can deliver success and sustainability year after year? The consequences of each path are real and profound. Should United bet big and fail, the burden of debt will grow heavier, and the risk of sanctions increases. A points deduction or transfer embargo could set the club back years. If even one major signing flops, if Osimhen, for example, fails to adapt, the fallout could be catastrophic given the club's fragile finances. But with patience, discipline, and a little luck, United could lay the groundwork for a new era. Market-savvy signings, a thriving academy pipeline, and a clear identity on and off the pitch could see the Red Devils rise again, not as reckless spenders, but as a model for modern club management. What does all of this mean for the United faithful, and for anyone fascinated by the business of football? First, it's a front-row seat to one of sport's greatest reinventions. The lessons go well beyond football: the perils of running on credit, the necessity of strategic planning, and the power of investing in the next generation. United's current predicament is a high-stakes case study in business management, talent development, and the tension between legacy and innovation. If you're a fan, there are real takeaways. It's easy to demand instant success and marquee signings, but sometimes the right path is the harder, less glamorous one. The clubs that thrive over decades, think Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, have a core philosophy and stick to it, even when the going gets tough. They blend youth and experience, invest in infrastructure, and avoid being held hostage by superstar salaries. For aspiring investors, entrepreneurs, or sports managers watching this saga, United's current crossroads offers a crash course in risk management. Relying solely on big brand names or quick fixes is tempting, but rarely sustainable. Diversifying talent sources, keeping costs under control, and prioritizing a balanced squad are principles that translate to any business. And for young footballers or coaches, the message is clear. In today's game, opportunities can come from anywhere. Kobbie Mainoo's rise is proof that the academy path is still relevant. Dan Gore's likely loan move is a textbook example of how clubs are now using loans not just for game time, but to enhance asset value for FFP calculations. If you're part of the game, think strategically about development, exposure, and timing. Even if you're just a casual observer, United's situation is worth watching. What happens here could well set a blueprint for other clubs navigating the new financial realities of elite football, where passion meets spreadsheets on a daily basis. So, to return to our key question, will Manchester United risk further financial strain for instant success or adopt a sustainable long-term strategy? Based on all available signs, the answer seems to be a cautious blend. United is unlikely to throw all caution to the wind. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's regime, alongside CEO Omar Barada, is determined to balance ambition and sustainability. They will seek creative deals, perhaps leveraging loans, staggered payments, and the club's commercial pulling power. But don't expect a Galacticos-style spree. Smart sales, wage bill trimming, and youth integration will be the hallmarks of this new era. Former CEO David Gill sums it up. The key is to invest wisely and develop young talents while staying within the financial regulations. And here's a secret fact. Behind the scenes, United is already building a cutting-edge data analytics infrastructure, similar to what's powered Brighton and Brentford's recent success stories. This isn't just about scouting, it's about predicting injury risk, optimizing player performance, and maximizing value in the transfer market. If it pays off, United could steal a march on rivals in ways fans might never see from the stands. Of course, only time will tell if that blend of tradition and innovation is enough to return Old Trafford to its former glory. The next few months will be defining, not just for United, but for the future of football club management worldwide. So, what do you think? Should United roll the dice on a superstar signing or play the long game? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis and breaking news.